What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another Dragon Blaze video. Hope everybody's doing well. We finished the last dual wielder yesterday, so we're going to continue with the investment series because I'm still waiting on more content to create. Like, I'm going to be doing the raw one pretty soon. Looking for just all kind of cool stuff, but since there's a high influx of people playing, like I just had a new person yesterday comment me about, hey, I'm just now started playing, do you have any guides for me, for a new player? And that's cool to see that. So I figure we're going to keep investing into the series so I can get some more content, which I'm working on, so don't worry. But like I said before in the past, this is very important to know what you're investing in. All your heroes will be at max level at some point, but immediately it's a whole different story. That's going to take some time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do paladins. So we're going to start on this paladin, which is pretty cool. I've had some pretty cool success with her. She has some pretty cool abilities, especially her ability where she makes everybody vulnerable for a little bit. Pretty cool to check her out. She's a paladin magic tank. So obviously your paladins will be your tank. You have an offensive tanks as well. But we're going to look into seeing what she does. So let's see. Oh, that was pretty cool. All right, so let's see. Normal attack. Attacks one enemy, increase magic attack for all allies upon normal attack, 7th phase. So obviously she's going to be really good with mages or hybrids, because every time she attacks an enemy and increases magic attack for all allies upon normal attack, 7th phase, which is a pretty high buff. That's actually quite good, actually. So if you have like a mage team, you need a tank, this is where you need to live, just off for auto attack alone. All right, her next ability, it says type inflicts 2,275% skill damage on one enemy. Cooldown 15.4 seconds, which is not bad. Buff, increased single attack by 73% for all allies, 7th phase, 5 stacks, excluding self, so she does not get that. But she increased the single attack for all your allies. So far, she definitely supports your team. And it's 7th phase, 5 stacks, means it's going to stack 5 times, I'm pretty sure, and she does not get that. And then debuff, increase received single attack damage by 46% for one enemy, 7th phase, 5 stacks, only for bosses, which is fine. I mean, that's always going to be very helpful if you're facing against bosses as well. But so far, she definitely supports your team, and that's extremely helpful. Second ability. It says type inflicts 2,503% skill damage on one enemy. Cooldown at 17.9 seconds, which is not too bad. Buff. Increase AoE attack by 80% for all allies, 7th phase, 5 stacks, including self. So here we go again. She already increases her single attack and your AoE and your magic damage, which is very awesome, guys. That's really, really good to have. And then debuff, increase received AoE damage by 18% for all allies, 7th phase, 5 stacks, only for bosses. So she helps your whole team hit your regular enemies and your bosses all in one go. And it's a 7th phase, 5 stacks, which is very important, because if it's a 7th phase, it may be hard to remove, because if there's nothing 7th phase or higher, from my understanding, it's not going to remove that buff. So that's quite powerful. And the last but not least, signature skill. Upon charge of 100% signature energy, buff, cast with designer shield guard on all allies, 7th phase for 6.4 seconds. Buff, increase NIT by 109% for all allies, 7th phase, 5 stacks. Buff 3, increase single attack by 437% and AoE by the same percentage for all allies, 7th phase, 5 stacks. So she increases everything so much higher when she ults. So she increases a lot of things. And then she casts the shield guard, which is basically a vulnerability. We'll get to that here in a second. But she's definitely supporting your team in every way, boosting your power and all that good stuff. It's really, really powerful. And then we have the shield guard here, which shield guard effect casts a vulnerability, shield guard in effect, increased magic attack by 284% for all allies, 7th phase, for 36.5 seconds, which is obviously is our ultimate, so it's going to take a little bit of time. And then Shield Guard Effect 2, increase received magic damage by 91% for all allies, 7th phase, 5 stacks. So very good. She increases your team's power AoE damage. She gives you vulnerability. She makes them even take even more damage, which is very, 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 very good in my opinion. And obviously, you see I invested a little bit in her because she's almost at 1 million power. She's definitely very powerful in that regard. Now let's go to her passive. It says Black Potion of Vitality. It says, because it's conditional special skill, 25.1 seconds. Condition, when your HP is lower than 90%. Specialty, recovers HP by 182% for all allies, which is very powerful. So like once you reach 90%, or lower than 90%, so once you hit 89%, it should trigger and go off and help there. Of course, it's the cooldown to it, which is very powerful. I like that quite a bit. That'll definitely help your team out. Type 2, conditional special skill, cooldown 25.1 seconds. Condition when HP is lower than 90%. Specialty, cast Black Potion of Vitality on all allies, 7th phase, 5 stacks, which is very good. Black Potion of Vitality effect, increase magic attack by 73%. So it's very good. So she has a little bit of healing with her. It's not a crazy amount, but it can save the day. Increasing magic damage, attack damage, AoE damage, a vulnerability shield. Like she offers quite a bit. And this would be good for beginners too, actually, for sure. Advanced players, I still use her just for fun, but for beginners players, I think this would be an excellent paladin to go with. There's so many to choose from. I always say Helios as well. I've used Helios for a long time, but I'll stop using her as much as I did before. Hardworking Genius, it says type passive, ally aura, increase single attack by 164% and AoE attack by the same percentage, which is great. Magic aura, increase NIT by 42% and magic attack by 169%. Incanter aura, increase NIT by 42% and magic attack by the same percentage as the others. 169%, which is really good actually. So she helps out in a lot of different ways. Magic, damage, AoE, physical, single attack. Like she does a lot of helping your team out and buffing, while also keeping your team alive whenever she ultimate and make you so much stronger. So she's definitely awesome. And then Chief Researcher, it says type Nemesis passive. So this is basically for your boss, I believe. Ally Aura, increase NIT by 90% and additional boss damage by 180%, which is great. Magic Aura, increase magic attack by 360%, single attack by the same percentage, and AoE attack by the same percentage, which is very good actually. I like how she kind of balances everything out, trying to make sure your percentages are high. I mean, that's low, but at the same time, you have to think about it. It's a passive, so it's going to constantly keep going off. You don't want your percentages to be too high. That would be kind of busted and broken, and they don't really audit heroes in this game. They ban them in certain areas, so you have to kind of keep them balanced. And an enemy aura, increase receive magic damage by 120%, receive attack damage by the same percentage, and receive AoE damage by the same percentage. So that's quite very powerful, in my opinion. She's quite good. And then you have your third impact force, which is you can go through that in your own time. I usually add it to my videos. Increase magic attack by 189% for all allies. That's quite powerful. Increase single attack by 226% for all allies and Nemesis. Let's keep that in mind. Increase AoE attack by the same percentage for all allies and Nemesis. So that's quite good, actually. Getting your bosses and stuff like that, and also doing damage to your enemies, which is quite good. And acceleration power is her infinity passive. So ally aura, increase magic attack by 124%, additional boss damage by 69%, ranged attack by 263%, and NIT by 35%, which is quite good. All things are great there, and this will go up higher, and then the green part should increase as you level up. This is at level 49, so it's at 52. I'll get a new buff, and it's going to be great. But that's pretty awesome there. And it says specialty upon using design increase magic attack by 80% for all allies. 7th phase, 5 stats including self, which is quite powerful. And then you have your Nemesis passive, which is your boss. Ally aura, increase magic attack by 800 by 236%. Additional boss damage by 132%, ranged attack by 235%, and NIT by 65%, which is quite good. That's not bad actually. Specialty 1, upon using Dark Seed, receive magic damage by 88% for all enemies, 7th phase, 5 stacks. Specialty 2, upon using Designer's Shield Guard, increase magic attack by 786% for all allies, 7th phase, 5 stacks. So that's quite good. That's definitely very, very good for sure, guys. And then using Dark Seed here would be the other one there for the Infinity passive here. Overall, what I think about her, she's actually really, really good. I do have to get enchant her armors, get her higher. My paladins have all gold armor, which is perfect. You know, one step behind red armor. The accessories are really good too. The secret shop does offer your accessories now, so make sure you are jumping up on that as well. Obviously, all of my red jewels are maxed out with their different abilities. And overall, she's definitely a very good hero. I have her default at level 15, so I've been putting a little bit of time into her. Specializes in Nemesis, which is your overworld boss. Definitely all-around powerful paladin, keeps your team alive, heals them a little bit, increasing your AoE, single attack, magic attack, NIT, all that stuff. She's definitely an all-around great paladin to be sticking with, and I definitely highly recommend you putting your time into her if you want to, because at the end of the day, all your heroes are going to get powerful, and they're going to get maxed out. So it's just what you want to go ahead and start with. So definitely highly recommend you going into her. I will be obviously increasing her over time because I will be buying packs, and I do get her periodically. And obviously, you know, Helios is level 100. She's pledged to her. And then we have my other paladin, which is pledged to her, which is level 41, which gives her quite a bit of a power boost. But that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you like this video. More characters coming. We're going to be doing the paladins. We're going to be doing all the third impacts. I already did all the forps because didn't mean to collect that. I did all the forps when they came out. You know, when the first two came out, I got both of them and did a video about that, plus the new video, obviously. And then when the new one came out a few days ago, I did one about her as well while obtaining her. So we're going to keep doing those as they come out immediately, so we can always stay up to date on those heroes. But until next time, guys, stand by for the next one.